Hello and welcome to this episode. We are in Ferndale, Johannesburg today at the offices and factory of Perfect Laser Technologies, and we are being greeted today by the founder and CEO and proud OD, Warwick Smith-Chandler, who's going to show us around his beautiful factory here and show us all the businesses that operates from here that he oversees. So follow me inside. Warwick, how are you, sir?
How are you, Nick?
Good to see you.
Cool. You well?
Thank you for having us here today.
Pleasure. Welcome to Perfect Laser.
Great. It's great to be here. So where are we now? What area is this?
So this is our shop called the Megastore,
Right.
which has grown from the first shop in 2015 to our largest shop in South Africa. So let's have a whiz through and see what it's got.
Great.
So this unit, which is about 300 square meters here, we cover our laser machines, our color machines, our eco solvents, our CNCs, our fiber engravers, our fiber cutters, and it's a veritable small business or big business toolbox. So let's start over here. So in any business environment where companies are looking to innovate, they look for things to actually make something or to improve something or to sell something or just to make an internal process easier.
Right.
So we've got heat presses, vacuum formers, vinyl cutters, and this is where it all started with laser engravers. You can see this fancy Christmas set that we were able to cut and color on our machines, and this is how Perfect Laser started in 2015, and we probably have about 2,000 of these machines sold.
And you control these machines from the computer?
From the computer, uploading your Corel Draw or your file here, which consists of cut lines or engraving lines, and press go, press start to go.
Gee, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
And it produces that. That's fantastic.
Right, over here we have our color section here. All these machines are color machines. Vinyl cutters, eco solvents,
Printers.
UV printers, DTFs, UV film, and even golf ball printer.
That's
and
great.
by the way, I have golf balls upstairs with Bishop's logo on, so that's quite cool.
Okay, that's a pretty cool
fiber
machine.
engravers, and this is the sort of stuff that you can make with a combination of CNC. You can cut everything out here. So a CNC, we'll get to them now. I'll explain the difference.
Springbucks up there?
Absolutely. So you invariably combine different machines to make a good product.
Right.
You have to cut it, engrave it, and color it.
Yeah.
So the proverbial comment that one spanner doesn't make a toolbox applies
100%.
as well. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay.
So let's go downstairs. Here we have my two wonderful girls that been with for 8 years.
Hello, ladies.
And here downstairs are bigger machines here.
Yeah, this is...
UV printers, CNC, cardboard cutting machines for making boxes for packaging. This is a cloth cutting machine for making jeans and shirts if you cut your fabric quickly.
Yeah.
This is a laser machine that can cut through 1/4 inch of solid steel. And over here is our latest area, which is our CNC center.
These are pretty big machines.
Which are basically a computerized electric drill that can go down, left, right, speed, change the bits. And some of the machines that you see have multiple heads.
Right.
And it's amazing what you can make. So here's our famous horse.
Yeah.
This is a bar.
Oh, right.
Glasses, lights,
Handy.
Yeah, that's our horse bar.
And is this the sort of stuff that this would produce?
Yes, so you could make anything. So it's called reductive technology, where you take a block of something and then reduce the outside and you're left with the desired shape.
Gee, that's amazing. And tell me, Warwick, I've got to ask this question, but how much would a machine like this go for?
So these machines here start at about 130,000 Rand, and the more heads you add, and the more you add with what we call auto tool changes, where you don't have to change the bits. You just let the machine decide, I want this type of bit, this shape bit here, this depth bit here, this width bit.
Right.
As soon as you introduce automation, it adds to the
And I presume I want to ask about this. I mean, is this like laser cutting, or what is it?
So this is tombstone engraving, a big business in South Africa. Everybody wants to have fancy tombs, so these machines with the right bit will do your tombstone looking awesome.
Okay, great. So this is your showroom, but
This is our big showroom. This is the front end of the business here, and what we're going to do is walk around into our head office. So this is our big branch, and we have 4 mega stores. We have Durban, PE, and Pretoria, and Johannesburg, and we have branches in Nelspruit and Bloemfontein.
Right.
And the mega stores are already quite complete in their range of machines.
But this is your front of house. Are we going to
Yes,
go into the engine room now?
Absolutely. We're going to see where we keep spares, where we do repairs, where we have even bigger machines, where our online section is. And whilst this is about 350 square meters, what we have at the back here is another 1,000 plus square meters. And then we have our bulk warehouse down straight on Park, 1.5 kilometers away,
Right.
which is another 1,000 square meters where all the containers come in, because we're currently importing about 60 containers a year of
Okay.
machines and parts.
And the majority of it comes from where?
It all comes from China.
From China.
From
Okay,
China.
heard it
Like
from the
most
source.
things, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So Warwick, this is the engine room of the business, right?
Well, this is 1,000 square meters of 5 or 6 areas that are fundamental to the growth of the company, the support of our 8,000 clients around the country, and launching new business operations. As you saw on the side outside, we are busy splitting up some of the companies, because otherwise you end up with one conglomerate, and the business needs compartments
Right.
into laser or color or whatever the case may be.
I see.
Okay, so let's go through it here. So in order for any laser machine to work, you need substrates, which means what goes into the machine on a laser or a CNC to be cut. Well, it's so much easier just to import from China, so we bring in wood and plastic and perspex and paperboard, and this is where it's all stored here.
Right.
Okay. As we walk in here, lots of interesting stuff here. My COO has been with me for 8 years. Her name is Beverly. She's my right-hand person, and she helps me run the business from here. Over here we have our boardroom, but let's just have a look here. And this is what we call our big machine shop. As you can see, these machines are massive and they are very intense. So this one can cut through steel like a knife through butter. Over here is a jewelry cutter that can cut silver, gold, copper, aluminium, and anything for jewelry. Here is a micro CNC that can have a tool changer. This is a tool changer where all the bits can change. Those are metal cutting lasers. There's a dual head lasers. This is our latest machine here, which is a box machine. So if you are in business and you need packaging, you just make your own box. So
Right.
that's what you do.
So you can
Right.
cut pretty much anything around
Absolutely.
here.
And the Chinese are developing more and more machines for more and more applications.
Right.
So we've got our products represent the ultimate toolbox
Yeah.
for any business.
I see.
Okay.
And how often would you say you order in from China? Is it
We have 3 to 4 containers a month.
a month?
And unfortunately, we don't always get it right. So it means there's always a massive air freight at considerable expense. But it's just one of those things with the territory. You can't always have the right stuff in stock
Absolutely.
at the right time.
Particularly when your stock is so large and cost intensive, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And this area here,
So this is our online area, which is the fastest growing part of the business here. And
Take a Lot.
take a lot, online websites, e-commerce. We have a full section here just to satisfy the e-commerce demand here. So
And these machines, I mean, they must have huge, you have the parts and all that sort of stuff.
we're going to get to our parts section now. We have on our HR file, every staff member who's in the parts division sees every day, without parts, there is no perfect laser.
Right.
So we are into sustainability here on our website here. We make a point of listing available parts. So it's a bit like if you had to buy a BMW. Could you buy brake pads online? The chances are you can't. You have to go to the service center,
Right.
pay for it, wait for it,
Right.
wait 3 weeks. With us, when you buy a machine, you can see in advance what parts are essential, how much they cost, and if they're in stock.
Exactly.
Just so that, because I believe in sustainability.
Absolutely.
Here's a a neat little section here where we use the machine
Thank you.
to make sports equipment. This is our latest machine here, which is a CNC growing farm environment here that can actually lay seeds, water it, plan the layout, and actually pull out the weeds.
Gee,
So
that's pretty amazing.
Okay, so we end up making these for
Push-up bars.
Push-up bars, they're called parallettes. And that's what we do here. And this is the fun side of the business.
Yeah.
It's by no means the biggest side of the business. It's it's quite time consuming to go into production. Anybody who wants to go into production must think twice about going into
absolutely. It's important to have some fun.
production. Absolutely, yes. And to allow our staff to build something.
Absolutely.
To hold something, to build it and hold it is worth quite a lot.
And for the viewers, just to say, this is the home of the second OD union up in Johannesburg. You can see here the backdrop. This is where we do a lot of the interviews. And I was saying that we arguably have better equipment up here than we do in Cape Town. So we're trying to match that.
That's fine. Let's use the opportunity to go through the side step here, back down in towards my office area, which was...
That's a pretty cool car. What's the story behind this car?
A client wanted to swap a car for a laser, so I thought that a half-size buggy with massive wheels would be quite fun. Yeah. So, like every business, you have an IT section, which is what this is here. You have a samples room here. You have an admin area, which is what this is. You come upstairs. And bearing in mind we're on a mezzanine now, and under the mezzanine is all thousands of parts here. So we're on that mezzanine close to the ceiling, the staff are on lunch. SEO, website design, marketing, online, business managers, Mano. We're very strong on HR, and I've changed the title to HR and performance.
Very important.
Yeah, performance is more important than HR. And how are you coming to the
and there we go with the staff.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So here we have some historical things here. This is where we had 3 technicians from different parts of the country fly down to a client. This is our like a team photograph.
Yeah.
Which companies
It
don't
reminds
have
me of these school photos. Yeah.
School photograph. Absolutely, yes.
That's great.
All those team photographs and all the bits and pieces here, and the staff love it, and they've all got it at home.
Yeah.
They each one have home to say this is where we work. Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And now we're in the CEO's office.
CEO suite here.
And what's the CEO's name over here?
This is Ruby. Ruby the brown Labrador. He visits me on Fridays. Oh yes, it's Fridays. It's Sunday. Right. And this is where I work with my import administrators. So we have an import administrator and an import assistant, because without imports, there can be no stock branding.
And what school did you go to, Warwick?
Yeah, you'll see. It's not about what school I went to. It's about what house I went to. You see the top house, miniature.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
You've got enough. There's more. And here's magnets, and you produce all of this stuff yourself, right?
So these are the magnets that we do on stainless steel and engrave it here. And then when we want to do fundraising here, I've already pre-cut all the plaques so that ODs can have their names here.
Posters.
And be ready to assist the Old Boys Union with merchandise to sell for fundraising.
So Warwick, you're a proud top house man. You matriculated in
75 and post-matric 76.
And then UCT.
Military service, and then 5 years to do a 4-year degree in business science. Yeah.
As it goes. And tell me, you've always been entrepreneurial.
1 year at Reader's Digest, and then I went straight into importing computers, and that was at the age of 25 or whatever the case may be.
And tell me, what is entrepreneurship to you?
Well, entrepreneurship has changed so much. I mean, let's just give one simple example. When I had my large computer company here, our marketing was 3 choices. Was it radio? Was it the newspaper? Or was it SATV?
Yeah.
Now it's like 300 websites and news feeds and social media. It's just so much more complex.
Sure.
Especially, and then to have a flow of metrics without going down a rabbit hole every single day.
KPIs.
So, well, you need key indicators that tell you the health of the business without having to go down that rabbit hole and investigate everything. So
Right.
things have changed. That's only in marketing.
And would you say that entrepreneurship there's a sacrifice involved in that? You have to give it your all, in a sense.
Well, I suppose we can go back to Steve Jobs that says the best time to start a business is when you leave university, and it's a bit like eating broken glass. So he was probably right.
Yeah.
I can probably relate to my own situation. I left Cape Town in 2014 with a lot of ideas and after a lot of personal tragedy, and I got to Johannesburg with absolutely nothing, and I had to start selling machines, laser machines, on the balcony of the guest house.
Sure.
Okay. But the sacrifice is sticking at it, persevering, always learning, always reading, always doing, and being available to staff and clients.
Right. And tell me, you were in Cape Town for a long time, but you decided to move to Johannesburg. Did you notice a very big difference in the two?
Well, the best way I can describe it is that when my friends in Cape Town say, yeah, but you whatever, I say, no, please don't complain.
Yeah.
You never made the sacrifice. And you can read all the stories you want about, Cape Town's closing in on Johannesburg with regards to dollar millionaires. But the money's all tied up in farms and houses. It doesn't compare to the speed at which businessmen in Gauteng are so big deal determined that they are making more decisions with more money more frequently.
Yeah.
Whereas Cape Townians don't make such the big decisions, not even closely frequent.
Sure.
And they've got a lot of money tied up in assets, but there's no rotation of the assets.
Right. That makes
So
sense.
this is the amplification is in Johannesburg, and the
Yeah.
sacrifice is to get into the front line.
It's more liquid, in other words.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Both in the value of the deal and the number of deals.
Right.
Everybody's got deals lined up.
Yeah.
You'll never find a Johannesburg businessman who hasn't got at least a half a dozen deals in the pipeline.
Sure, absolutely. And I want to just pivot to mentorship. We were walking around here and you were mentioning that you've mentored a number of the guys and ladies that have been here. And do you see that as being a big part of sort of the entrepreneurial philosophy or your philosophy?
Well, the simplistic way to put it is that, at the mid-60s now, you've got 40 years business experience, and somebody comes out of TVET or university, and you literally have to first thing to sit down and say, okay, what you really know is not what I need.
Yeah.
And for somebody who reads a lot here, it's quite distressing when you can ask them about any worldwide economist or any worldwide businessman about what are your thoughts on X or what are your thoughts on income equality, and they can't even engage in a conversation. So mentorship, there's only one way, is that I take them and I hold them very close to me.
Yeah.
So with mentorship, it's every meeting, every phone call, every discussion, you are right there in my office. So I do not even, unless it's a very bad HR issue, there will be no secrets with the person that I'm mentoring. Because if I want somebody to run the business I would like it to be run, then they have to know my values, they have to know my energy, they have to know my thoughts. There have to be all the things that you won't find in an operations manual.
Sure. And you said you've always been open to ODs, you've got an open door policy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So whilst I don't have a job program for ODs here, it would be the best feeling ever to have somebody here who just clicks with the business, finds a niche here, because we have importing, because we have machinery, because we have marketing services, because we have warehousing, distribution, logistics. Oh, I mean, there's 20 areas where you could say, I like that, I love that, I want to be there.
Sure.
And then we'll keep them, because mentoring is not always about letting them go. You really become quite attached to that person, and if there's reciprocation, then you want that person to stay with you for a year or two.
Yeah.
So absolutely, ODs are welcome here. They will have my full attention here. We work hard. We work most Saturdays. Every Saturday we go into staff training. Half the company stays behind at my head office on Saturday, and we do nice stuff. Nice stuff is exactly what it's called. Free-flowing, brainstorming, looking at AI, where we can improve the business.
Right.
And I have this lovely story that I tell my staff is that, guys, whilst we are here on Saturday morning, our competition went home at 4 o'clock on Friday. And the beauty is, you know, that when you start on a Monday morning, that half the staff have got new ideas, new energy, and new skills that they did not have on the Friday afternoon.
Right.
At the same time when our competitors left.
Yeah.
And it can escalate the business weekly.
And you start off basically on a Monday morning stronger than you left on a Friday afternoon.
Absolutely. And we don't carry any nonsense, client issues into a Monday morning. It's taken care of. If not by Friday afternoon, we mop it up on Saturday morning. We're phoning clients, cleaning up the support logs here. So Monday morning is totally fresh.
And I mean, that's an amazing thing to describe, that sort of culture of the business. And would you say that sort of passion and that energy is so vital in an entrepreneurial startup almost?
Well, you have many, many competitive areas here, whether it's Shine or Temu starting to sell bigger and more important stuff locally, or whether it's every man and his dog thinking they can do importing. So you've only got yourself left and your service and your spares. And almost the unglamorous sides of the business is where you have to focus on.
Right.
And that's what you have to do. You have to focus on your
And
own
AI?
growth. AI has been, we spent the whole of Christmas doing AI. We had half the staff working the whole of Christmas and New Year, and we came back with so many plans. So to give an example, it's only 10 days into the new year, and we've already upgraded all our YouTube videos into AI Ask and into WhatsApp direct links into our lead management system. And yeah, that's AI.
You have to be adaptive.
So we tell the staff is that we're going to grow the business by 50%, and we do want to grow by 50% this year, because you can't. The business of telling a staff member we're going to grow by 10% is so boring, and has been in every newspaper. Who's grown by 50%. If you're not going for 50%, why are you bothering?
Yeah.
Because at 50%, the staff realize there will definitely be something in it for them. At 8%, you're all fighting over the breadcrumbs.
Sure. Okay.
So at 50%, there's opportunities for promotion, growth, starting new businesses, management. Yeah, so I don't know whether it answers your question, but...
But would you say, sorry, that sort of fits into the whole idea of building a salary versus building a business, and that's sort of the difference between entrepreneurship and corporate sort of...
Well, getting back to your entrepreneurship, the first thing is that when you start out here, apart from the sacrifices, are you going to build an income or are you going to build a business? So if you're a Bitcoin trainer, that's not a business, that's just an income. If you are a one-man advisor, accountant, that's not a business. It produces an income, but you can't sell it to Warren Buffett or Elon Musk. It's not going to work. Or to any of the South African corporates who buy businesses. Right. So there's no value to that exit plan. When you're on holiday, the income dries up.
Yeah.
Or you lose money, or both. So build the business. I wanted to build a business because I have a greater understanding that as a responsible South African, that unemployment is the ticking time bomb. So we track two variables in the company. How many people do we employ and how many containers a year? So the containers are a metric for imports, which is a foundation for growth. And if you're not employing staff, you're not really making a contribution to South Africa.
Right. And you try and sort of, your philosophy is that...
To improve that figure every year. And it's getting more and more difficult because you have to have more and more growth for less and less staff joining you. So that's what they call the jobless recovery, especially in the States. Economy's up 5%, but actually employment figures are down.
Yeah.
So you have to go for massive growth.
Warwick, I have one more question for you, one final question. What piece of advice would you give to a young OD or someone who's going into life and they're interested in entrepreneurship?
Well, I'm reminded of my own upbringing where I was very fortunate. My father was entrepreneurial, but that wasn't the real story. The real story was that I was in his factories and businesses every school holiday at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I had to wait for the company truck to come and fetch all the staff along with me at 10 years old. And I had to sit between the driver and the foreman at the front of the HIACE.
Yeah.
And it taught me about operations and responsibility and being involved. And you learn so much working as a young person in somebody else's business. And my suggestion would be is that find a company that you want to work with, that you want to learn on the school holidays. And not necessarily a company that is just around the corner. You can choose your company with a bit more wisdom, especially choose a company that maybe has wind in their sails, that are going places, that are evolving and either acquiring new companies or new skills or launching new products, but just on the move. So you can experience what it's like to be in a growth environment.
Right.
Because when you run your business, if you decide to have a business, you have to go for growth. Otherwise, you're going to plateau and it's not going to be so much fun.
Absolutely.
Growth is capitalism and growth are synonymous.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You've heard it from a serial entrepreneur himself. And Warwick, thank you for your wisdom. And I'm sure young ODs will, and schoolboys and really any age, your advice is great. So thank you very much, Warwick. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.